owners not becoming the financier for the services or products that their customers want, right? So, what can you do to shore up payment terms? What can you do to make sure that your services and products are getting paid and getting paid timely? Measuring your AR turnover. On the other side of that, then, is what is your payables and how fast are you turning that out? Because that float, depending on the size of the business, could have a beneficial impact if you're really managing, your liquidity and how you hold those cash and those cash reserves. I think also when you're starting to talk about these pressures, and let's go back to anti-fraud programs, which was a big part of my career, especially after '08. I mean, I was a manager of a public organization anti-fraud program. Education is the biggest thing that you can do as a business owner. Just putting up, a poster. But I always tell every business owner, you got to watch your cash. And if that means that you have to take 10, 15 minutes to look at the credit card statement, to look at the bank statement on a monthly basis, it would serve you well to do that type of exercise right now. Now, if you're a larger organization, how sound are your controls? I always ask a business owner, what is your number one risk? Or what keeps you up at night? Payroll, all of those types of things. All right, that's understandable. Those are enterprise risks. If somebody was going to steal from you, how could they do it, right? I do it in my own business. I think that's a healthy exercise, is to kind of fraud brainstorm. How could Sheila or Bill, my AP clerk, create a dummy vendor? Create a fictitious employee. Those are things that happen. Asset misappropriation, and I've been reading the ACF's report to the nations. Asset misappropriation is always the most prevalent fraud. It's the lowest dollar amount, right? I think it's on average it's 150 or 250,000. That's material to me if somebody takes $250,000 out of my pocket. But what's always interesting about it is, it takes a long period of time. So it's not like that's a $250,000 check. It's that slow erosion of your profits. And in times like this, when people really start noticing that, that's why you're hearing, when things are good, no one, what's an extra $10 here, $100 there, not really worried about it. Things start to tighten up. Why didn't I get that distribution, right? The partnership disputes start to really, wait a minute. We spent what on this? But, Bill's in the shop. Sheila's, an investor out of there. Bill's the one who's, paying for his truck on it. So you start to see those types of things. But again, now that's emotions. And how far are you going to let those emotions impact your organization?